Okay, welcome back to another Blender lesson. This is lesson number 7, where you're going to learn how to make a bedside table and lamp. We're going to be using a few modifiers. We'll be using mirror modifier and speed up the process a little bit in regards to like previous lessons. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, Shift A, Mesh, let's bring in a plane. I'm going to scale that up to about 1.3. That'll be alright. And then we'll press edit mode. Excuse me. Select this vert. Shift S. I'm going to cursor selected. Press tab. I'm going to deselect that and bring in another plane. We're going to scale that down to say 0.2. So this is going to be the middle piece there, as you can see, and this is going to be the leg. On this plane, we're going to go back into edit mode. We're going to put an edge loop this way and another edge loop in this way. I'm just going to remove these these three quads, and I'm making this absolutely most optimal as possible. This is for the VR platform mostly. So I'm going to add in another edge loop, and I'm going to hold shift, and you can use the snapping tool to vertex. So let's change and do that. Control R, hold Control, snap it to that vertex. Control R, add an edge loop this way, and then hold Control, snap it to that one. And then I'm going to select this and then delete the face. Let's now select the middle piece and add a modifier. Let's go to Generate, Solidify, and let's say thickness 0.1. The offset, let's put that up to 1. Let's turn the fill off, and then we'll apply the solidifier. Go into edit mode, select these two edges, and let's fill in these two edges, and we'll leave those blank for now, because that is where we're going to select this leg, and I'm going to press number 2 for edge select. I'm just going to right click and put mark seams, and then I'm going to press E to extrude, and say bring that up to about 3 meters or so, like that. Now I'm going to select this. I'm going to bring this up as well, up to about, say, just 1 meter. Actually, let's just bring that up to about 0.5. We may need to increase some thickness. If we do, we can just extrude it up. So let's just add another modifier to this. After we press reset our transforms on Control A, add modifier, generate mirror, put it on the X and Y axes. Let's click on the leg, and yeah, I think we should definitely increase the thickness of this. So let's bring that up to about 0.2, and then select the leg, and let's bring that up as well, GZ. Let's bring it up a little bit higher, 1.1. There you go. On the leg, we can go into edit mode. We're just going to mark in a seam here. So right click, mark seam on edge select. The top face, not going to bother about the top face. We're actually going to remove that because it's going to be hidden underneath the top there. We'll be making a draw as well. You can remove the bottom face if you wish. I think in this case we will, just to save up space in the UV map editor. And then once you've got your leg, let's press Control A and reset transforms. Add a modifier, add a mirror modifier, X and Y, and we have our legs on the table. We're going to leave the mirror modifier on for now, because it will now mirror our seams as well, that we will add the textures on later on. Now let's go into edit mode and bring our 3D cursor, select the edge loop at the top, Shift S, bring our 3D cursor here, press tab. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to select the reference image, just scale it up a little bit more. Let's bring that up and push it back. Don't worry about the size of the table you're building, you can always scale that down later on. I'm going to grab the bottom bit here, press Shift D, and bring that up. But before that, I am going to just make sure there's no duplicate inside. I'm just going to go into edit mode, and I'm going to put on. I'm just going to put in 2 seams here. That should be okay. And then that should nicely UV unwrap later on. Yeah, that should be okay. What we can do is you can actually press Alt D and press Z, bring this up. So for example, what it does is now linked to the bottom one. So if we make any changes on the bottom one, it will modify the one on the top, which is actually a good way of doing this sometimes when you're wanting to edit it later on when you're adding seams or mark sharps. So we will probably need to add mark sharps as well to the object, since it's quite as it's a wood bedside table. So with this, we are actually going to go to edit mode, and I'm going to select these faces, and we're just going to bring that down. Oh yes, we are going to change this, so maybe if we change this, it'll change the one on the bottom as well. So this isn't exactly the same duplicate because we do want to edit this. So we will actually just go back and we will just Shift D and bring that up. So let's bring that up like 2.5. And then we will just grab these faces and press GZ and bring these down. Make it a bit smaller. Oops. Minus 0.2. Should be okay. So we've got a thicker bit at the bottom, and this bit is going to be here. And we're just going to select these legs, and I think I'm going to increase these up a little higher to about 0.5. Might maybe add some more. This is the bottom bit just under the drawer. And I want to grab this, and I'm going to press Shift D again, press it on the Z axis, and I want to snap it to the top there, just like that. So that's going to act like the top bit here. So I'm just going to go into edit mode, and I'm going to grab the faces underneath and press GZ, and I'll just bring those down. So minus 0.2, actually 0.1, let's do that. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to select this middle piece, go into edit mode, we're going to select these 2 edges, and we're going to press E to extrude and press Z, and we're going to bring them up and snap them to the, oops, just gonna, we want to snap them, so GZ and just hold control and snap them to the corner of the bottom piece there. We're actually going to confirm the mirror modifier, so Control A to confirm. Go back into edit mode. We're going to select this edge loop and this edge loop. We're going to just select these edge loops going all the way around here. And we're going to dissolve these because they're not needed. So Control X to dissolve these. We're going to select the 2 back edges and just extrude and bring those up. Hold Control, snap those in. So now we have the inside drawer, just like so. Okay, let's now build the drawer. So let's select this inside piece. Oh, let's remove that edge, Control X. We're going to select this side, and we're going to press E to extrude, and we're going to bring that in a bit, say minus 0.1. So 0.1. Actually, let's extrude, and then let's bring that minus 0.2. And then the same on this side, press E to extrude, and minus 0.2. There you go. And then what we're going to do is we select these front bits here, and then again, if we extrude, bring that out, hold control, we'll snap those to the front like that. So now let's build the drawer. So we're going to select this one and this one, press Shift S and bring the cursor to the center like so. We'll deselect everything and bring in a cube. Now let's just scale that cube down. And now we want this cube basically to be the same as the box inside. Which actually, to be honest, let's remove the cube. There's another way of doing this. Let's select the inside here, and we're just going to select these four. Actually, hold Shift down, and we're going to select both of these objects. We press Tab. Actually, let's confirm the mirror modifier on the top one. So let's confirm that. We'll go into edit mode, and we're just going to remove these two edge loops. So Control X. So let's select this one, which I believe might be going a bit across, but that's not a problem. We can sort that out. So we'll go in back into object mode, select this and this, and then now we can select these four and the back. And we're going to press Shift D to duplicate these. Right click and then just separate. So we're going to create a separate the objects for those. You might have to come over to the hierarchy just to select these and join them together. So I believe it's these two. So I'm just going to right click join, and I think it was just those two. Yeah. So let's just press G, Y and bring that out. So we'll just need to tidy this up a little bit. I'll put -3. So as you can see, we'll need to change the sizes of these, but that's absolutely fine. We'll need to just dissolve these verts that we had previously created. Select them and Control X. Then we'll just select these edges and then GX, snap them to the middle vert there. And then again this side. Make sure you select this, GX, hold Control and snap those. What you can do here is just select all, press M and then merge by distance. You should just merge vertices down here, it will show you. And then we have our little box, which is going to be our drawer. We are going to delete the top one, of course, but before we do that, we're just going to create another face on the front, and then we're going to delete the top there, just like that. Drawer seems to be quite deep, but that's fine. What we could do is, doesn't have to be that deep. We could always bring this down, press GZ, -0.2. And then we can press GY, and we can put that back in. If we press 3, you can see it's a really snug fit. So we're actually going to select it all in edit mode. If we scaled it down just a little bit, say 0.9, no, say let's scale it down to 0.95. That should be okay. You can make runners on the side, but for the demonstration of this video, we're just going to put the front bit of the drawer on. I'm going to select the front bit here, and then I'm just going to extrude it out. Actually, not extrude, I'm just going to press Ctrl Z, and just grab it along the y-axis, and then just snap it to the front there. The back shouldn't be touching, so that's okay. So we do want to add a solidifier modifier to this. So let's just press G, Y, -3, bring that back out. So let's add a solidifier modifier to this. So generate solidify. We'll go offset. So we'll go thickness 0.1. Offset might set to 0. You might have some strange behavior happening because it is a box, but if you hit complex, it should fix that, and it should simplify a bit better. There you go. Let's just press G, Y and see if that goes in. Okay. It's clipping on the sides a little on the bottom, that's not a problem. We can always scale that down. Just scale that down a little bit, 0.95. Yeah, that's okay. And then we can push that in. Actually, I'm just going to go back because I've just pushed that in. I'll need to push it back in by by 3. So first we'll just scale that down 0.95 and then back into object mode. Let's G, Y and just push that in by 3 meters. Okay. Let's just GY and just again snap that to the front. No, actually that should be okay like that. There you go, that's fine. So we have our draw, should be sitting on the bottom there with gaps on the sides. Yeah, that looks good to me. Let's confirm that. Okay, so the drawer space I've just noticed, I think I've made it a bit too square. Not to worry, we can select the middle compartment here, go into edit mode. If we go to orthographic mode and go onto the side here, we can actually hit up here onto viewport shading, which will activate the X-ray mode. If we press vertex and then select all the vertices on the top here, and then if we go back into our viewport shading, we can just press GZ, bring it down to the top of the drawer and snap that. In the meantime, what we can do actually is select these faces and delete these faces so they're not clipping on the top. So we can actually remove those faces like so. And now what we can do is we could just grab this top piece here and either pull that down or grab the bottom and pull it up. But we're going to grab this, select all edit mode, GZ and snap that down. I think that's okay. We can again grab these legs, GZ and bring that down. So it's a good job we've still got the mirror on that, that's absolutely fine. And then we have our drawer nicely fit right in there. Okay, so let's select the middle drawer. Let's just see, I'm going to select all and we are going to bring that forwards to make sure it's in line with the front, like so. Then we're going to select the front here and let's press E to extrude. We're going to extrude it out to the front corner leg here. We're going to grab the top face and again extrude it to the top, but we're going to bring that down just ever so slightly, say minus 0.02, and we're going to do that all the way around. So let's grab the bottom, extrude down to the corner, then GZ and just move that up 0.02, and then the same with the side pieces as well. So let's just extrude that along, snap to there, and then GX, I'll go 0.02, and then same on this side. So extrude, snap to there, and then GX minus 0.02. So we'll simulate sort of like a draw, and you can see the tiny gaps around the edges, like so. And then if we pull that out, we can see if you wanted to animate this or use it later on in a project for like grabbing function in VR, you can absolutely do that. So let's leave it like that for now. So let's reset our 3D cursor and put it to the front of here. Put it into the center. Let's press Shift A. Let's bring in a UV sphere. Over here at the bottom, let's change the UV sphere segments and put that down to 8. And rings, say 4. Let's keep it nice low poly. That's absolutely fine. That is. Let's rotate that on the x-axis 90 degrees, and then we're going to scale that right down. Let's scale that right down to say about 0.15. Should be roughly about okay. Let's just bring that forwards a bit. Let's bring that forwards. Let's remove the back faces here. I'm going to remove these faces. I'm going to select this edge loop. I'm going to press E to extrude, then right click, then S to scale. Just going to scale that in like so. 0.5. Actually, we're just going to just press G. Actually, we'll just press Y. I'll just make a bit of 0.05, like so, and then we'll just scale that down. 0.7. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay. Just going to add in, select these two edge loops. Yeah, and just right click mark scene for now. Right click, shade smooth. Okay, don't look too bad. We can select this edge loop and just right click and mark sharp. And now we can select this as our active point. Go up to snapping tool, put on the face, and press GY, hold control, and there you go, it'll snap straight to the face. So we'll leave the knob there just for now. Let's just reposition the 3D cursor, reset transforms, and set origin to 3D cursor. Just leave that on the front like so. Okay, so the top part of the compartment, let's add in the shelf. So select the top object we made earlier. We're going to go into edit mode and select the top face. We're going to extrude this face. So we'll extrude it so 0.2. And then again, we're going to select this side. And we're going to extrude it to the edge of the legs like so. And then we're going to do the same the other side. Extrude to the end. I'm just going to snap to the edge face, which is the same as the vertex. So we can just extrude these, attach to that face. You can switch to vertex if you wish. Extrude, not grab, and then snap that to the face. So here we have it. We practically have our draw all done, but we can make this look a bit better. We can absolutely add a lip going around the edges. So once we select that edge loop, let's put our 3D cursor into the center here. We can scale this up, and so we can scale it out a bit to say 1.1. And then if we press Control B, this is how you bevel your edges, and then your scroll wheel. You can actually add some kind of fancy detail, say 0.12. That'll be alright. Like so. And these edge loops going around here, I believe we can remove these. Shouldn't affect anything. If we just grab that up and have a look, that should be absolutely fine. Yeah, let's press Ctrl Z. We can right click and shade smooth, and as you can see, we can always add a edge loop around here and put it mark sharp. And really you can just play about with this. We can actually just, if I hold Shift Control Alt, you can click on these edges and then right click mark sharp, and what that would do is select all the edges going around the opposite direction. I'm just going to remove that one. There you go. That's much better. And then yeah, we can select these faces and then just press mark sharp on those. Okay, So there we have the top part of our table. Shift A, let's bring in a cylinder. Let's bring the vertices down to, say, 8. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Let's scale that down to 0. Oops, 0.5. So scale 0.5. Let's just let's grab that bottom face and Control G and snap that to the bottom of the table, to the top of the table. Then grab the top face, and then let's just bring that right down to -1. That's okay for the base. What we can do is we can edge select and Control B. Can increase like a little bit of a lip, like so. Let's select the top face. Let's right click and shade smooth in object mode. With the top face, we can just press I. Let's bring that in a bit, 0.25, and let's just Control E, bring that up like so, let's say 1.75, and then we can stick in some edge loops. So let's stick in for about 5 edge loops. You could use this doing the subdivision surface modifier. However, we'll just make a nice, we'll just do it like this. We'll just select each edge loop like so, and just make it like this. Just kind of dissolve that one, add in another one. There you go, like that. Okay, we can add in a few sharps, mark sharp around there. Make it similar to that one, not exactly, but that will do for now, for the demonstration. Now you can just extrude each one and then adjust it as you go along. But for now, like so, we could just do that. I'll just create something like that. Right, okay, that'll do for now. Make a nice, we can always scale that down if it's a bit too fat and chunky, that's not a problem. Okay, so we're going to put a light bulb in the center here. So I'm going to Shift D, the top face. I'm going to right click and separate. So I'm create that as a separate object. Go back into edit mode. I'm just going to scale that up. Not too much, just say like 1.5, let's say 1.7. We can actually go back to our other object. Just go to edit and just remove that face so you don't see it clipping. And then we're just going to create just a little rim inside the light, 0.15. Actually, what we will do is, we'll just bring that up a bit higher. Yeah, probably will scale this down later on. Might make it a bit too big, but that's okay. As long as it's roughly the similar proportion, it's not too bad. So let's press I for that, and then just extrude that down. Oh, actually, we can just extrude that up. Actually, yeah, that'll be alright. 0.05. 6, 7. Yeah, that'll be fine. Right, and then we're going to put the 3D cursor there. Let's just add in some sharps. Oops. Don't know why it's doing that. Shift Alt, Shift Alt, Shift Alt, Shift Alt. Right click, mark sharp. That's better. Okay. Let's bring in a new mesh. Let's bring in a cube. Scale that down. Scale along the Z. Let's bring that up. Let's use a subdivision surface modifier. We'll just increase the viewports. Go into edit mode. Let's put in one edge loop going around the center. And what we're going to do is we're just going to stretch and pull that down. Let's just say snap up to the top of the surface there. Let's grab this edge loop and press double G and bring that down like so. Bring it all the way down to 0.95. And we can adjust our light bulb. Use one of those thin ones. Actually, looking at this is a bit chunky. It's a bit bigger than I thought actually. Let's just scale that down actually. I'm actually going to grab that bottom face, GZ. We'll switch to vertex snap. Just grab that like so. Just grab that down like that. Just grab these. Just press GZ. Yeah, that's fine. And then bring that down. Can leave that in there. We can press select all and press Alt S, and we can scale that up the whole light bulb. And we could also just select that bottom face, GZ, just snap that to the top like so. What does it look like having two edge loops that way? Nah, it's too square. Right, that's not too bad. We could. No, we won't mark the sharps on that. Okay, that's not too bad. It's, you can add in a couple of edge loops maybe, but I don't think I'm going to this time. I think that's okay the way it is. Okay. Right, let's make the lamp shade. So, select the object, let's put the 3D cursor there. Let's now bring in mesh, bring in another cylinder. So what we're going to do is, that's actually not too bad size. Right, that's, let's just increase the edges a little slightly. Okay, let's go to 12, that's fine. Top face, bottom face, let's remove those. The top face edge loop here, we can just scale that down. Say 0.4. And then we have our bottom piece here, we can pull that up a bit. And then just scale that out maybe. Pull that down a little bit. Just adjust it, finely tune it. We can select the cylinder and go to modifiers. Let's add a solidify modifier on it. If you're using a double-sided shader in an engine or you want to bring this into VR, that's absolutely fine. You can use double-sided shaders. But some VR platforms don't like double-sided shaders, so let's just add a solidify to this. Okay, that's a bit too thick. Okay, 0.04 seems to be okay. And yeah, let's just keep it -1. That looks okay. Okay. Oops. Right. Yeah, that's okay. Let's just right click, shade smooth. confirm the solidifier. If we go into edit mode, we can see this is bending inwards, but that's okay. We can select the top edge loops, the faces, and just press scale Z 0, and it'll just make them flat. We can just edge select both of these two rings, right click and mark sharp. Don't have to, actually we won't mark the, let's clear sharp on the outside one. Yeah, that's okay. And then same on the bottom. We can select and then scale Z0. What that does, it just flats, makes the planes flat. And then same again. You can right click, mark sharp. We can also right click and mark a seam there as well. Sometimes when you get a bit of tearing, you can actually select the whole model in edit mode, press Alt N and then reset vectors. It just helps change the, resets the vectors to the view where it looks better. Let's just shade smooth the light bulb there. We can add in a metal like stand which would hold the lampshade in. That's not too bad. We can do that actually from this. So let's just hide the lampshade for now. Let's select the four sides of the wanted the faces to be showing on the X and Y axes, but that's okay. We can actually just rotate this if we need to, but you know what, let's actually tell you what we'll do. We'll just select these edges, select these four sided edges, and then if we press Alt E and extrude edges, and then press S to scale, it should, okay, so if we go 5, don't know why it's scaling like that, but that's okay. What we'll do is, I'll put the 3D cursor there. I'm going to just edit one and then mirror the others. So we're going to select this edge loop, scale, and then go down to our active element for our pivot point, which is our active element because it's white. Scale Z0, we'll straighten that edge. Same again, select this edge and then make sure this vert is selected. Scale Z0, just so it looks like that. I'm actually going to right click and separate that object. Separate the object. It's a bit chunky, so I'm going to press scale Z. We'll just bring that down slightly, 0.5. And also going to add a solidifier to it. And 0.1 is, I'm going to hit 0 on the offset, so it's in the center. Yeah, 0.1 is fine. I'm going to right click and mark sharp. So it's just basically a cube coming out. It's going to be our standard to hold the shader, to hold the lampshade. And if we just select this edge here and just press GX, just bring that in slightly. There you go. Let's confirm solidify. And let's just remove this face in here. I want to select, say, this edge and just mark sharp. Mark seam. We'll select it all and go mark sharp. If we bring our lampshade back, okay, so let's now adjust this. So let's just push that back in. So GX, as you can see, because of the thickness we have on the lampshade, it shouldn't pop out, it should be okay. We can minor tune this to something like that. It shouldn't be sticking out, it should be fine like that. There you go. Again, we can also remove that face as well. So this X, remove face. If faces aren't going to be seen, always good to remove them. It does help a lot for performance wise, and it helps you have more free room and space in your UV map editor. It might be small, but when you're duplicating objects, it all does add up. So, because our 3D cursor is set, we're going to reset transforms and right click, set origin, origin to 3D cursor. Now we're going to generate a mirror, and then we're going to press Shift D to duplicate, and then rotate on the Z-axis 90 degrees, like so. Let's confirm that mirror, and then just join those together. And then you should have, and then that would be the silver color. And there we have it. We have a lamp with a light bulb, lampshade, and a stand. You can always adjust and change the stand. Oops, make sure we'll go back to median point for the pivot point. You can always adjust these. Just so they're not too bulky. Yeah, just like play about with that, that's no problem. Okay, so what we can do from here is let's start adding in some seams for UV unwrapping. So let's select this edge loop, go right click, mark seam, and I'm going to also select the bottom here, mark seam, and probably will actually going to select, let's say, yeah, this edge loop, this will be fine. But I'm going to deselect these edges. Oops, and do that. I might just make it silver. You could put a pattern on, really depends. I want to keep the islands together for the bottom part, and I'll keep the islands together for the middle part for the lamp. I might just scale that down slightly. Scale that up a little bit. Just pick a design that you like. Can spend hours probably doing this, so yeah, that's fine for now. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to open up our side windows. I'm going to create two more additional windows here. I'm going to click our little button up here in the corner, and we're going to select UV editor for this one and shader editor for this one. I'll press N to remove the panel. We don't have no materials yet, so nothing will come up in the shader graph. But in our UV editor, we can select, I'll press L select with edge select, and this is what we've got so far. But I'm going to press U reset and U unwrap. So as you can see, it's unwrapped what we have at the moment. So I'm going to keep that like that for now. I'm going to select these and press U reset, U unwrap. Keep that like that. This is why I added in the seams before I used the mirror modifier. It does help with the workflow when you're building items. I'm going to press / and select this item so I can get to it. I'm going to select the bottom, press number 2, mark seam, same for the top, mark seam around the edge, and then I'm just going to mark seam there. Just going to select all, U reset, U unwrap. Now we do have n-gons here, but that's not too much of a problem. Go back into object mode, press /. We could press I, oops, and then bring that in. We could bring that in to the point where We can delete that face inside. It says inside the light bulb, that's fine. We can actually delete that face and have the quads there. And remove the n-gons if you need to, which is probably best too. Again, I'll press I. We could connect this to the bottom of the lamp, but for now, I'm just going to put that like that and then delete the face. So now when we select this, press L, we can now press U, reset, and then unwrap. Now we have everything as in quads. Easier for the topology then. Light bulb, we're not too bothered about unwrapping the light bulb, but we can apply the modifier on this. Subdivision surface modifier. Topology is not too bad, but what we can do is, actually if we go back, let's lower the viewport level. We don't really see it, but you might see the emission come right from it. There you go, that's fine. Again, I'm going to go object mode and press /. I'm going to remove the bottom here and remove these faces. I'm going to select this edge loop, press SZ0. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to press / again. I'm just going to fly inside, that's shift tilde key. I'm just going to grab these and GZ and just snap that like so. And then that's absolutely fun like that. We can add in a edge loop. Say for example, we could just stick in 4 edge loops here, because if you now press U, reset, U, unwrap, you'll get a cross-like shape. That could take up too much space with it going diagonal. I just wanted to show you this because you can put seams in different ways. It's just a light bulb, so really what you could do is, if we remove all the seams, if you press U, reset, U, unwrap, you'll see you could leave it just like this, for example. Topology is really tight in the center there, but again, what you could also do is just put one seam down one side, press U, reset, U, unwrap, and that could actually be better when you're UV packing. So yeah, we're going to leave it like that for now. Now again, for the lampshade, we're just going to put in the seams. We're going to put in a seam, I'd say around the top edge here, mark seam. I think we did one earlier down here, we did, but we are going to need to put one down each side here. So one inside going down, and then another one going down on the outside. So we can just right click, mark seam, select all, U, reset, U, unwrap. So we should get this nice shape. As long as they're not overlapping, should see the nice quads as you can see. And then that is the light, that is the lamp done. We can join all the objects together. Right click, join. After select them all in object mode, press F2, call it lampshade. And then again with the drawers, we'll then just UV unwrap these. So what we could do is, might need to tidy it up a little bit, so I'm just going to hide the lamp for now. Right, let's start with the drawer. We're going to select the knob and the drawer, press GY and just bring that out. -2, just do -3. Let's just select the drawer knob and then we'll go into edit mode. We did already put some UVs on this, but we want to keep it as one island. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear the seam on that, and then I'm just going to hold control and mark these new seams going around this way. So when I select it all, actually I might need to just select two edges this side as well. Right click, mark seam. So when I select this, then I press U, reset, U, unwrap. Okay, you see as you can see they are overlapping because I've oh there you go. Right, because I've put a seam in there, they will be overlapping. So probably, actually, I might not need to add those seams on at all. If I just clear seams again, reset, and then unwrap. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just go along there. I do like to keep each object one island if possible. Just keep it nice and tidy in your UV editor. Right, for the draw, we might need to do a bit of editing. So we will hide that face. There's no additional faces inside. That's absolutely great. That's the bottom face. That's fine. Alt H, bring that back. Right, we're going to mark seams around all the edges at the bottom, and then I'm going to Shift Control Alt, select the edges on the inside, and then also mark seams there. I'm also going to, if we marked the seams going around there and there, we'll go mark seam, select the bottom, and again mark seam. So if we now select this draw, oops, just a draw, we're not going to get the front. Oh, I've just noticed I've got the seams on that way. I'm just going to go back, just undo. Don't want to get all the seams on the front of the draw yet. I will select these, right click, mark seam, and the bottom, mark seam. Just going to select these edges manually, and then mark seam. We will mark seam as well around the top there, so it'll be separated from the front of the draw. So I'm just going to press L to select these with the face select, and then press U, reset, U, unwrap. So we have a nice orderly unwrap here. We have a couple of separate islands. We have one side there, one side here, one side here, and one side here. And we can stick a random image or a material, either in Substance Painter, or you can use the generated nodes, or you can use materials in Blender. That's okay for now. I'm going to select this front draw. Again, I'm going to manually select these edges. Right click, mark seam, and I'm going to select the edge loops going around the back here. Right click, mark seam. Okay, when we select L to select the front there and L to select the back, we should get two islands. So press U, reset, U, unwrap. So as you can see, with the seams here, it folds these out. If you can imagine them being cut and folded out, and these would be the back of the draw. I put sync on, UV sync selection. As you can see, this is the whole object on the UV editor, as you can see, because I put sync on. But look, you can see that's the back of the draw, and then that's the front of the draw. You can put different materials on these through the material options in Blender. I'm not going to quite do that now, but that's okay for UV unwrapping. If you took off the bottom edges here, the seams, let's clear that and just press L to select the whole draw and the bottom one, why not? We can press U, reset, U, unwrap, and then as you can see it has actually generated a nice UV map as well. But the reason I didn't do this is because if I wanted that to be one texture, I wanted to make the most of the UV editor space. So if I to have it, when I bring it in as 1K resolution, it'll look just as good as if I brought it in 2K or 4K, hopefully, with maximizing your UV editor grid. So I'm just going to go back, and that is the draw fully UV unwrapped. Just connect the draw knob to the draw, join that up, press F2 and call this just call us the draw. In fact, let's hide that for now. Okay, actually, I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to overbore you putting in all the seams in the different places on the object. If you just use the same sort of method that I've just previously been showing you, you can absolutely do that to all these rectangular objects. First, just confirm the mirror modifiers on the objects, and then you can join them all together. Right click, join in object mode. Okay, thank you for watching this lesson. If you have any feedback or want to see anything else in the future lesson, please feel free to leave a comment and a message or join my Discord. I will be uploading this as a free asset in my Discord. I do free lessons as well in Blender every Monday on the evening between 4 and 5 p.m. EST. That's 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. UTC, or those that are in the UK. That's where I'm from in the UK. And thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next lesson. Take care and goodbye.